Hey, this is Brett the Hitman Hart, and you're listening to the Smacked Raw podcast.
Watch. Okay, well, has this always been a thing? Where have I been?
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Smacked Raw podcast, Friday Night SmackDown edition. Everybody, Roman Reigns has new music. Yes!
Finally.
R.I.P. The Shield. What was that, like 2012 to 2021?
That's to say, wasn't it fucking 10 years damn near?
Just about. Hey, man. We are your host, Kyle Tyson, and RN. What is up, RN?
What's good, boss man?
Oh, shit. It's been a minute since we did a show. Last week, Katie filled in for you. Did we do one the week prior?
Yeah, but it was in the morning, I think.
It was a morning show. We just haven't had a legit
Remember, we were
Friday
hungover
night.
as fuck. Both of us was.
Yeah. Oh my God. But hey man, glad to be doing this again with you at a decent hour where I can actually have a drink. You guys, if you're unfamiliar with the show, we're a wrestling recap podcast. You can find us live on twitch.tv/puttingyouover every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday night following Raw. Now, granted, Wednesdays, you guys shoot your NXT recap around 7 p.m. Eastern time, right?
Yes.
Okay. And then immediately following Dynamite, the same night, you can catch our recaps, both on Putting You Over. So you can catch actually two recaps on the same night. And then lastly, of course, Friday Night SmackDown, barring that we're not sick or I don't know what the hell has been happening these last couple weeks where we've had to put it off till the next morning or the evening. But you guys can always catch us over here on Putting You Over. And then on the off days, Tuesdays and Thursdays and sometimes Saturdays, Streamer is doing his show, Putting You Over. He just recently had, who was his guest? He had this really cool indie wrestler on the other day. Guy was wicked funny, and he definitely looked like, I'm not gonna lie, he kind of looked like a girl. I thought it was a chick at first. He had like long blonde hair. Let me catch his name because I forgot to, but I wanted to shout this guy out when I was watching him. So yeah, Putting You Over. Here we go. Yeah, go over to Putting You Over's YouTube channel.
I am Lean Mean McGillicuddy.
Uh-oh. Yeah, okay. What was his name again? It is Kobe Durst. Kobe Durst was on, man. Dude was wicked cool. I think at the end you were like smoking a blunt, just sitting there and chatting it up, bro. It was pretty good. It took a long time just to shout out this guy. Fuck, man. Lastly, man, if you ever miss a live stream, head on over to youtube.com/SmackDrawPodcast. Like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. We got some new things on the horizon coming in June. I can't wait. We'll start hinting towards some of the things that we're doing, but we want you guys to be there starting next month. Or June. So, yeah, got some cool stuff coming out. RN, we're here to talk about SmackDown. What
Or
did
we
you
could just
think,
skip to the
my
main
friend?
event.
Huh?
We could just skip to the main event and just fuck the whole rest of the show.
If you took away the main event, it would have been a pretty rough go of it.
Right.
It would have been a pretty rough show.
It would have been SmackDown pre-Roman Reigns.
Yeah. Main event, though, is where it was at, man. We had a lot of stuff happen in that main event. You had Roman Reigns. I'm sure everybody's already heard. He's got new music. Kind of on the fence about it. What'd you think of it?
I mean, if it was just randomly taking the song apart, it's all right. But the fact that it was for Roman Reigns and it's a new character and he's had that fucking Shield music for 10 years, like, I think it was much needed for him as fire.
It's epic final boss music is what
Right,
struck me.
literally.
Yeah, they definitely gave him. It's a theme fitting for like a story's final boss. It's pretty good.
I just wonder how much fucking crow Vince McMahon is eating since Roman Reigns have probably gotten 10 times more fans and probably made them 10 times more money since becoming a heel.
Yeah. Hey, at the end of the day, Vince is a businessman. Whatever he's willing to put his foot in his mouth if it's going to turn a dollar.
If you would have told me last year or any time before that I would ever buy a fucking Roman Reigns t-shirt, I literally would have slapped you in the mouth. Called you a fucking liar.
I should get one of those head of the table shirts too. I really should. Do you want the smash 'em, stack 'em, and pin 'em shirt?
No, absolutely not.
No, it's pretty garbage, ain't it?
Yeah.
That's up there with like
the lamest shirt he's ever had. And he's had some lame shirts.
Yeah, that's up there with the WrestleMania biggest fan t-shirt.
Oh
God,
I've never seen that one.
That was god awful. Yeah,
I do want to acknowledge me tank top though.
Yeah. Hey, we got about 244 subscribers on YouTube. Thank you guys. Something else you guys can subscribe to. I usually save it for the end of the show, but patreon.com/SmackDrawPodcast. T-shirts, stickers, the ability to be a guest on UWO by recording your video unpopular opinion, so that my guests on that show can go ahead and debate it. You know what I've been considering, RN, is, as long as I've been doing unpopular wrestling opinions, never did an all SmackDraw show.
Damn, really?
It's literally a 4-person show. We have a 4-person cast. Most I've ever done is just one of us at a time. All 3 of you have been on the show individually.
Well, aren't we going on supposed hiatus in May? Maybe that's what for the 2-year anniversary. That's what the show should be.
Yeah. Hey, there you go. Yeah, that's a good idea. It's better than running through our greatest hits.
And we should definitely go through our own opinions.
Yeah.
And the crews, not just the SmackDraw crew, but the actual SmackDraw fam, comb through everybody's tweets and give their worst fucking tweets.
Yeah. When you know what? This is terrible. When is our 2-year anniversary again? Hold on.
I think it's this Monday.
So we technically joined. So technically, the YouTube channel turned 2 on April 24th, but we didn't have anything out when the YouTube channel was created.
Right.
Our first. Let's see here.
Wait, is your birthday Monday?
My birthday is Monday.
Well, then no. I think she said that the anniversary was on a Monday though.
Okay. Let's see.
It's not this Monday, it's next Monday, I think she said. You know Katie's the only one that keeps up with that shit.
I'll have it in front of me in a second. My computer is beeping. I don't know what the hell that is. That's worrisome. So let's see. So Rob, the co-founder of the show, created an intro where he calls me Tai Kai. A little 1-minute video. May 2nd was when we had a little intro video, but our first official podcast, that's in my opinion the anniversary, is May 13th.
So that's next Monday, right?
That is,
or Monday after
that. The Thursday after next.
Thursday. Where did I get Monday? Must have been your birthday was the Monday.
Yeah. So I guess what we'll do is we'll start. I guess announce it now. For the most part, we're gonna have like a couple announcements coming up on that anniversary show that Thursday. Now, barring it's something that's super motivational, we're gonna take a 2-week vacation. I've been running this show now for 2 years, and then everybody else has been on the show for over a year, and we do this all the time. And none of us have had more than say like a week off, and so I think all of us, what we're wanting to do is just take a little bit of time to miss the podcast some. Not that I don't enjoy doing it, but we definitely don't make enough money yet for it to feel as much as work as it does. So we're gonna take about 2 weeks off probably. Come back in June. We're gonna have some announcements on the 2-year anniversary show. Make sure to tune in. We got some cool stuff that we want to discuss with everybody. Some cool ideas for new content. Kind of like a little bit of hitting the refresh button on the show, and it's going to be very fun. It's going to be very fun, exciting, and I personally can't wait. We've thrown around some really cool ideas that we all felt pretty passionate about, and it's going to be nice to go ahead and pursue some of those things. So yeah, you guys, that's a really long-winded way to say is tune in on the 13th on our 2-year anniversary show. And it's going to be a fun time. It's going to be a real fun time. God damn. Well, back to SmackDown.
If you want to, we don't have to.
We don't have to go through it as thoroughly. I mean, we can really just break it down. I mean, the intro was really nothing to notate about.
How many matches was it? Was it 3 matches?
I want to say 3. You had you had the opening 6-person tag.
Yeah.
You had the women's tag team match, and then you had the main event. Those are the only ones I remember.
Oh no, the Intercontinental one.
Oh, okay, and the IC title. So we had 4 matches.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
For Roman and Daniel Bryan to get over a half hour.
That blew my mind.
Still managed to get 4 matches in there.
I forgot about the women's tag team match because again, it was just embarrassing the tag champs with 2 bum tag teams on each show.
Yeah,
you got Dana and Mandy embarrassing them, and then fucking Natty and what's her name embarrass them on this show. Like, I don't understand the booking of the champs in any way, shape, or form.
It's almost like they're being used as comedic relief.
It's almost like they pissed somebody off backstage, but they're the fucking champs. How does that make sense?
I don't know. We'll break down the major beats, but we don't really have to go in depth in too much because honestly, the whole show was pretty shallow, with the exception of the main event. Yep. So we don't have to dive too deep into everything, but might as well update you a little bit on what happened. The show opened with a ridiculous amount of interrupted promos. Bianca Belair hit the ring. She got all of what felt like 3 words in. She was interrupted by the Dirty Dogs, of all people, who, before they could get a couple sentences in, were interrupted by Street Profits. Street Profits barely got a couple words in, interrupted by Bayley. Bayley gets kind of cocky with Bianca, causes a brawl. We cut to commercial, come back to the scheduled 6-person tag match, which was okay. Nothing to write home about. I will say this. Montez Ford hit a springboard frog splash.
Yeah.
Instead of the original where he hits it off the turnbuckle, he leapt from the apron onto just the rope itself and hit it on Robert Roode. That was pretty decent. Your faces come up with the victory.
I am so fucking sick of this pairing. Like, how many times can we see Street Profits? And the worst part is, it's not even like the matches are trash.
Yeah.
Like, they're good matches. Like, I don't think they've had any shitty matches together. It's just that we've seen it so many damn times. It was like the Street Profits and the War Raiders. Like, it's like you played it out. Like,
absolutely. CJ44499. He says, "Hello, I am here." Hey CJ, thank you for joining the stream. Man, we're talking SmackDown tonight, man. If you give it a bit, we're gonna get through the light parts and get into that juicy, meaty main event that we had.
Pause.
Yeah, we had, dude. I completely agree with you, Aaron. We had Sean Ross Sapp pointed out later in the evening. I think it was the. Oh man, I want to say who. I think it was the tag. Which one was it? Maybe it was the original. Maybe it's this one. He pointed out that in April alone, there's been 8 different combinations of this lineup of match. I forget which one it was. But it speaks to your point. Have feuds always been just face each other? Or has every now and then, like, has WWE, would they sprinkle in like an odd person for a week, and then take
For
them
like
out to try and keep it going, because it really feels like
for the past 2 years, maybe it's been like this with all feuds, where you just get the same damn feud over and over again, trading wins, maybe get it. Oh my God. Don't do this to me. Yep.
You're still here. Oh no. Okay, yeah, you're still here, bro.
There's my once a night Zoom crash. What the fuck? But no, it seems like the last like 2 years they've done like this, where it's just like you feud with that one person or that one team for 17 weeks straight. You might get a 6-man tag sprinkled in there, but for the most part, no. You just feud with the same fucking team.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm looking back at Sean Ross stats.
Yeah.
A side one is Jimmy Uso has now been missing for 13 months. But no. Okay. So
like, did he blow up both knees? Like shit.
I know, man. No. So what he says here is it's the 6th match between members of Nia, Shayna, Tamina, and Natalya in just the month of April.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they were doubling up probably some episodes. Okay, that's what I was thinking of. But yeah, it's kind of the same feel with Dirty Dogs and Bianca. Backstage, Rollins looking dapper as shit. Challenges Cesaro to a match for next week. Following that is the said tag team match. You know what's weird is I actually kind of liked this match. Now, I caught the ass end of it.
No, this was, I hate Natty.
Yeah.
And I'm starting to hate Tamina too because of the Natty rub-off. But of all their matches in the last few weeks, this was one of the better ones. Like I can't even front on it. Like
Natty hit like a higher gear when she got a hot tag, and her and Shayna gelled really good for a moment there. Which
they always do. Like that, as much shit as I give Natty, like the combination of her and Shayna, like they've never had any type of shitty match. Like it's even for Natty, like it's never been a shitty match.
She hit a pretty awesome German where she Natty came off the ropes, slung around Shayna's waist, and released German suplex a la Brock Lesnar.
And you kind of, and that just happens sometimes. Like you have that one person that just brings the best out of you, and it's clearly been shown that for Shayna, it's Natty and vice versa, honestly. And you know how much I fucking hate Natty. So for me to even say that about my favorite wrestler, you know what I'm saying? Like they do, like they just have chemistry together that it's always a good match. Like I hate Natty, and I don't think she has good matches, but when she's with Shayna, it just clicks.
Yeah. I want to say they won with Tamina hitting the Snuka splash.
Yeah, the murder splash.
And got I want to say it was a clean pin. I don't recall seeing Reggie get involved.
No, it was a clean.
Yeah, I think they pinned him clean, man. I hope they win the belts, man. I've said it for the longest time. I just want to see Tamina have some gold, give that woman a little bit of respect. I'm not the biggest Tamina fan. I'm not going to sit here in front and say she's the best in the ring. But damn it,
she hasn't had it before.
She put the work in, man. She has.
And my thing is too, like as much putting away my hate for them, I don't mind when you have feuds like this and they get a win. It's just when you add all the extra stupid shit in there, who making the champs look like idiots.
I'd like to see
get the win. You know what I'm saying?
I'd like to see Shayna and Nia's win-loss record since they got the belts back.
They only win at the pay-per-views for the belts. They don't win on Raw or SmackDown ever.
I really kind of agree with you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to say they only win essentially when the belts are on the line. It's almost a lock that they lose now. It's almost comical, like parody.
That's my point. Like, I don't get it or understand, like, why do they have to go out of their way to make them look stupid? Like this match right here, like I'm okay if they lose this way because everyone, I mean, Nia and Tamina, I mean, they're formidable, they're veterans. Like I could see them beating fucking Shayna and Nia. You know what I'm saying? Like that makes sense to me if they get one off on them. But making them slip in my hole and slipping around in a fucking tiny puddle of water and she's 7 foot tall, 300 pounds, and she's slipping on a drip of water and shit, swimming around like a fish, having to have Reggie put like that type of shit, and then they lose. Like it makes that makes no sense to me. I fucking hate it.
No, I agree with you. Considering it's because they both prior to this came across as such dominant threats.
Right.
And they have that intimidation factor. They have that air of legitimacy between the two of them.
But they're taking that away.
Yeah, and you strip it away. You strip away that intimidation, and it's, I don't know. I agree with you. I completely agree with you. I'm not into it.
And even if it's once in a while, like the shit with Lana sneaking one in, like stuff, even if it's like that, like I'm not saying they shouldn't lose. Like I get it, but like make it to where it's a realistic version of why they lose. Yeah.
Remember when Lana was powerbombed like 9 times in a row through a table?
Yeah.
She finally gets one over Nia Jax.
And it was a quick one, some bullshit that she shouldn't have got. Like that, I can stomach that. I get that. It was her comeuppance. She had to get something eventually. But like I said, the my whole shit and the water slipping thing, and then getting beat up backstage by Dana Brooke and Mandy Rose. Yeah, no. She would literally swallow those bitches whole, even if it was 2-on-1.
Telling you, man. No.
Like they just made them look like straight fucking punks the last like 3 weeks.
No, I'm right there with you, man. I really am. Throughout the evening, we had various superstars and legends weigh in on who they were predicting to win the match between Daniel Bryan and Roman Reigns. Who all did we see? We saw Xavier Woods, Kofi Kingston. We saw Booker T weigh in.
Miz,
Shinsuke, Seth, Cesaro. Yeah, we had a lot of people weigh in. It was I kind of like it when they do this.
Yeah.
But the only thing that made me sad at this point was that how big the match was, and we only got 1 week of build for it. It was literally announced as SmackDown went off the air. It's granted the match now and everything was great and wonderful, but it feels like it should have capped off like at least a couple weeks build.
I don't give a shit about the build for if this was a pay-per-view match that they just thrown together a couple weeks before. That type of shit I hate and I want to talk shit about. But if it for just like one-off matches like this on a random Friday at the end of a month, like I'm not mad at them just springing something up like this, and I'm not mad about them making it feel as big as they did in a week, because now it kind of gives me that feel like, well, all right, dude, you've proven you can do it. Why don't you do it for all those other
start doing it more.
You throw together in 3 weeks, like Red, like you've shown you can do it. So why don't you do it every time?
Now write a 2-week story and just gradually build up, then write a 3-week story, and who knows, maybe you're back to long-term booking before you know it.
But this also goes back to the performers involved in this. I mean, when you have Paul Heyman, Daniel Bryan, and Roman Reigns involved in booking a segment and booking a feud, I mean, come on.
Yeah.
And we know that Daniel Bryan's on the booking committee, and we know that Paul Heyman is writing everything for Roman Reigns. So when you have two of the greatest minds in wrestling history, you're going to get some gold shit that can pop up in a week.
Yeah, man. We got Aleister Black sitting in a dark room again. I look, man, this one seems to be dividing people. Here's the thing. Here's my take. I would be into it if I hadn't seen them fall on their face so many times with a character like this, including Aleister Black himself.
Just a few months ago.
Yes. They've already tried to give Black a character. Now, granted, the production and the graphics and the story book arts and stuff like that, it's pretty badass. But the fact is, it's all being told from a dark room, in my opinion. And it stinks of the previous thing that you tried to do. It's almost like a redo to me. I
don't
see people
even-
on the other side comparing it to Sean O'Hare and these other characters, and they say it's going to be so badass, it's going to be great. I just don't believe in WWE to handle that character anymore.
You don't. And but my thing is, too, you don't need to do this with him. Like NXT didn't do this shit with him. That's not. They didn't make a character to make him good. He hardly ever fucking spoke, if at all. He sat Indian style in the ring after he kicked somebody's fucking head off. Like you don't. Undertaker didn't have to talk. Mankind didn't have to talk. Like all these dark characters that they've had success with, they weren't cutting fucking great vignettes and promos in the back. No, they were being dark, being moody, destroying fucking people, and getting the hell on about their business. Like,
yeah,
I don't get it.
Next week I'll pay more attention to the promo. I didn't write anything down. It's just like
It was about his dad or some shit, like teaching him a lesson or something. Like it was kind of homoerotic, so I kind of lost interest in it. So he said daddy a lot or something, like father or some shit.
Speaking of dads, Ray and Dominic they finally acknowledged what I've been wanting is this conversation has started with Dominic and Ray going after those tag titles. I'm 100% behind this. I want to see it so bad. I want to see the first father and son tag team champs in WWE. What a prestigious honor that could be for Ray.
And just now I'm getting a belt finally. That's all I'm here for. I'm over Ray. I mean,
yeah,
just over him. I mean,
I bet you that belt though, a tag team with his son, probably feels big as a world championship to him.
Oh, absolutely.
I bet it would.
Not taking anything away from them personally. It's just like, to me, the Rey Mysterio character doesn't work in 2021.
It'd be different if we still. I think it would work if we had live crowds still.
Maybe, but it again just
because
be
he can interact with the kids. You could see the children wearing the masks.
Right.
You know.
That's where it's at with me. Like he's a cartoon character. He's like Barney or some shit.
He peddles some merch, man.
Right. Which I'm not mad at that. You got to have a little bit of everything on the show.
Yeah. Big E and Apollo, man. Why run the same effing WrestleMania match?
Aren't we getting this at Backlash?
Probably. It's the same match.
That's the part I didn't get. If WrestleMania and Backlash were getting damn near all the same matches, like if you're gonna run this back at Backlash, why would you do it now?
I got nothing. It was weird. Honestly, like, may not. They might do a tag team because the match it came down to Big E about to pick up the victory, just like last time. Dabba-Kato or Commander Aziz, whatever, gets involved, pulls him out the ring, gets him DQ'd. And then in the middle of beating down Big E out of nowhere, I will say it was actually a pretty cool visual sight to see just literally out of nowhere Sami Zayn fly in with a haluva kick. That was kind of out of left field. This prompts Kevin Owens to come out. At one point, Sammy was directing Aziz, and I was like, oh shit, we might get a little bit of complex character work here. Maybe Aziz sees something in Sami Zayn. They Samoan Spike or Nigerian nail to Kevin Owens. Zayn, like fucking what's his name from Lord of the Rings, Smeagol, I want to say, starts staring at the IC title like it's his precious, prompting Apollo Crews to demand it back. Sammy gives it back cautiously, douchebaggy, and then just eats a Nigerian nail. He just eats a nail. I'm pretty sure this sets up some form of tag team match or something between all participants.
Or fatal four-way.
It just felt like a waste of time. Period.
Yep. Filler.
Yeah. All right. And I mean, that pretty much brought us to our main event. I don't really think there was anything else. I mean, between the predictions, people were calling for title matches after Cesaro won and stuff. But I mean, it really that was the show, and then we got to the main event, and boy, RN, new theme music, man,
fire.
Yeah, I'll give it that. It's pretty good. It suits him.
Yeah.
Small gripe. You could have given him different pyro to go full into it. I consider pyro part of the theme music.
Yeah. I mean, I think they probably just didn't really know what they had with it. I think they wanted to see it on air.
Yeah.
I think they'll probably adjust it.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, super small gripe. Super small.
Right.
The imagery, I don't even know. I felt like just the music, Paul Heyman looked different to me. I don't know if the guy freshly bicked his head or something, or
he looked smaller. Like his head looked smaller. Like I thought I was
man. Paul Heyman losing some weight out there. I don't know what the hell's going on. Paul looked. The entrance between those guys looks fucking epic, though. Paul never takes his eyes off Roman as they walk down.
That shit was so fire. Like, it almost gave me, it gave me goosebumps, kind of. Just how they were, zoomed in on his face, but you can still see Paul off to the side. The, 4K zooming in and shit. Like, that was almost like WrestleMania, as far as entrances go for a Friday night in April. You know what I'm saying? Like, that shit was...
No, that
was iconic.
The tone changed. The tone changed huge during that entrance. Hell, I think Daniel Bryan, when they cut to him smiling and laughing, I think that was genuine. I think he was tickled by how big it felt.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and the big thing to note here was this was 9:30. We had 30 minutes, so we knew we were getting a long, epic match. Hopefully, and it turned out to be true.
Yeah.
The story of the match between these two guys still very simple, very, very simple. Bryan early on working over Roman Reigns' arm to prevent the guillotine. Roman obviously overpowering Bryan in so many spots. I mean, he powerbombed him from the second turnbuckle.
How many powerbombs did he eat in this match?
He ate a lot, man. He ate a lot.
At least 5 or 6 for sure.
Yeah. It was just kind of like every phase of the fight, you watched Bryan kind of wither away and then Roman kind of kick it into a higher gear. By the way, Roman, I don't think gets enough praise for the quality of his matches.
No, not at all.
Yeah, the guy can go in the ring, man.
He can, and it's not even so much how he can go, it's the fact that he can do everything great. Yeah. It's not well, he's at that level now where selling, offense, defense,
storytelling,
like I said, if you had told me a year ago that I would be saying these things about Roman Reigns, I would call you a bold-faced fucking liar. I'm not even joking. Just this one switch of a character, and I know, and again, I don't think Paul gets enough credit either, because I mean, and you got to give Roman his credit for saying, I'm only doing this if Paul comes with me and does it. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. He knows what Paul brings to the table for this. So, the only gripe I have with him is him still wearing those fucking army pants. I love the gold member fucking glove and shit and everything. It just doesn't matter. They don't go together.
I always thought that was some low budget version of the Infinity Gauntlet is what.
Yeah, which makes it that's kind of dope. I like that idea. But the fake tactical pants and shit, I think he should either go tights or something, or go I don't know about briefs though. I think he's too hardcore for the briefs like he started out, but something else different than the tactical pants. Especially you got rid of the Shield music, get rid of the Shield pants.
Yeah, I hear you. I think he actually, in an interview prior to early in that heel turn, either right before it or happened, he mentioned, he was like, yeah, you're gonna see some beef, meaning he's ditching the vest. Yeah. But he blatantly said, out of all the changes they're gonna do, he's like, the pants are going nowhere. He stated the pants are part of his character still,
which they kind of are. The vest was for real, even, you know what I'm saying?
Well, no one else wears them. No one else wears anything that is so close to what he's wearing that you would make the comparison.
And you know that there's a reason why, because like you said, those are my fucking pants. Nobody better wear those tactical pants, especially nobody on SmackDown. You can get away with it on Raw. You better not have them on SmackDown.
I remember over New Japan, what Okada, I remember it reminds me, like when you said he should wear like, maybe briefs or tights, it just reminds me that it was a big deal that like Okada used to wrestle in essentially briefs and then went to pants.
Yeah.
And then I didn't know that part, but then they made a huge deal when he was coming out for a match and he was back in briefs, and like everybody in Japan essentially fainted at the sight of his thighs. It's like,
and the worst part was like that thing too. They weren't even like briefs; they were like shorts. They weren't even like.
I'm wondering if
like
Roman would break the internet if he shows off his thighs, man.
If he shows off his thighs, I'm telling you right now, the uptick in women. Because like I even know women that have no idea, have never watched a Roman Reigns match, but they know who Roman Reigns is.
They know who he is, I bet.
You know what I'm saying? Like I know at least 3 women that have no idea. Like I wore the shirt, they knew who this shirt was and never watched wrestling a day in their life. Like that, and that's not I think that's something they should play up more.
Oh man, if he starts dipping into some like Rick Rude character, not only is he the head of the table, but Mr. Steal Your Wife. See, I don't think he would though, because of like, I feel like the real person would be like, no, I got my wife with my 16 children. Dude pops them out left.
No, I don't think that. I don't mean, and honestly, I think that might be a step too far. But if he came out in the briefs and a little bit more extra wet than what he normally is, the internet would fucking. If
he could get away with a line where he talks about stealing Maurice from Miz or something, just get one line about it, man. I don't know. I'm fantasy booking something really stupid right now, but yeah, I think it'd be hilarious. Oh man, this match was nuts. Brian hits the running knee to finish the match. Roman gets his foot on the bottom ropes. Brian gets some gnarly submissions in there. Roman's able to get out of all of them. In the end, though, no interference, completely clean. Roman, in a guillotine attempt, swaps to the good arm and passes Brian out.
Just that little detail right there.
Yeah.
And the use of the guillotine, like that is the perfect move for somebody like Roman Reigns.
Yeah, Brian kicked out of a spear, man. Like 3/4 through the match too. Like 15 minutes in. Like that's usually like you 15 minutes into a Roman Reigns match, the spear is go home. Like I
like that he elevated that though. That the spear is no longer his finisher, because I thought the spear and the Superman, those are the 2 weakest fucking finishers ever.
Moving them out, replace them. Like I said, nobody's inherited the clothesline from hell from JBL.
Right.
And I think that would be a perfect thing for Roman.
Yeah, to replace that stupid ass Superman
punch.
Sure.
I still think that Roman would be the perfect person to inherit it. He's not quite as big as JBL, but I'm sure as big as he is, he can make it look just as vicious and dangerous.
Oh yeah, those ones where he had Daniel Bryan like when they were down on the floor and he was just hitting them with the clotheslines up against the bottom of the ring. Those look like fucking clotheslines from hell.
Yeah,
it was just then any power moves like, and that's the thing too that I hated about him, but I like it now that he's a heel. They made him seem so much bigger and more powerful than what he really was. And then when you see him next to like Braun Strowman and all that, you see even Randy Orton, you see he's not as big as his personality and what his character is. But now as a heel, that makes more sense. That he plays bigger, you know what I'm saying? Like they say in like football and shit or basketball, where it says he plays bigger than what he is. Like it makes sense now. I understand it now, seeing him do it as a heel.
Yeah. Like
he looks unstoppable. It doesn't matter person. Even when he was beating, remember when he was beating the shit out of the Fiend and Braun Strowman. Like, and it was believable. Like I was like, all right, I get this.
Didn't he take out the Fiend and he was like, without like he says, without me, you're just like a freak in a mask or something like that. Like, dude, he no-sold Bray Wyatt's aura like fucking shit. God damn. Glad they separated them. Although over on Raw, Fiend is missing ever since Alexa Bliss fucking bled out her forehead. Jesus, oh God. I'm so glad I don't cover Raw regularly.
Sometimes I wonder, like, why am I staying up for this?
I watch it less now. Like a lot of I think Monday I stayed late. Never mind. It's not even entertaining to even talk about it. But after the match, Roman setting up the concerto. Out comes Cesaro for the save. Cesaro hits his European uppercuts, stiff as hell. Those boys are gonna have a stiff match when it comes around. Jey Uso finally makes the save. He wraps up Cesaro's arms in the ropes and then holds him and makes him watch as Roman Reigns delivers a concerto to send Daniel Bryan off of SmackDown in a very Walking Dead-esque, jaw-dropping cliffhanger. I saw what they were going for. I appreciated it. I'm very excited to see what comes next in this story. I think, man, they're handling Roman's story about as good as anybody could hope for, as far as everything that's going on with that man.
Again, is like the thing I hate about it is it kind of proves them right on what they say about Paul. When he has too much going on, he turns into mad scientist mode and like just fucking loses his mind. But now that he just has this one feud to work on and concentrate on, it's the best thing in wrestling. Like, don't get me wrong. I know all the AEW stands. I feel it. It is what it is. But you cannot tell me that this is not the best storyline in wrestling. And this is not the best story arc.
No, it's up there for me, man. I will give it that. It is hard for me to make an argument as far as...
And I'm not even going to front. Like, I don't like AEW that much, but I love Kenny Omega and I love the belt collector. You know what I'm saying? Shit. Like, I dig it, but like, it still ain't this. Like,
yeah, I do feel like they're missing like one thing. Like the Kenny Omega story stuff in comparison. I love it, but it does always leave me feeling like there's some edge, there's something missing from this formula.
And to me, I think it's that little bit that Roman has that Kenny doesn't. It's that where you can believe Roman in this fucked up person role. Like, it's more believable and not as like, and Kenny's shit is more like tongue in cheek, him being an asshole. Like, I think he needs to do some really despicable, terrible shit, not be like jerky, funny asshole Kenny. Like, I think he needs to be like straight cleaner, bullet to the head, fucking done with it, Kenny. You know what I'm saying? I think that's the difference in these two story arcs, I guess.
That's a fair point to make. But yeah, man, that was SmackDown, everybody. I'm glad y'all showed up. What do y'all think is gonna happen next? What do y'all think of the entrance music for Roman? Are you for it? Like I said, I'm kind of on the fence about it. Let us know in the comments what you guys think. Once again, thank you guys for showing up, supporting the show. And don't forget, May 13th, once again, May 13th, 2-year anniversary. Probably just going to book an all Smack Raw pod, unpopular wrestling opinions, and then like a loose podcast to follow. Where we go ahead and discuss, like I said, some of the changes, announcements, all that fun shit. So tune in then, you guys. But until next time, like always, y'all have a good one.
See you guys later.